Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to field strip your Springfield Armory Echelon. Keep in mind that this video is strictly for maintenance and repair only. But before we get started, I like to ask everybody to please subscribe and tell a friend about the channel. Every subscriber helps the channel grow. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we're safe. And how we do that is by pushing this right here. Push that in, that's your mag release, it'll drop the mag. We're going to set that aside. We're still not safe. We have to check the chamber to make sure there's no ammo in there. And how we do that is by gripping the Echelon like this, turning it over. We're going to push forward with this hand, while with this hand, we're going to grab the slide from here or here and pull this way. And it's going to look something like this. And you can see there's no ammo inside the chamber. So we are now safe. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this right here and we're going to push and hold up, just like that. Then we're going to grab the slide from here or here and pull it to the rear until you hear it and feel it lock. Just like that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this takedown lever and we're going to push this down to the 6 o'clock position, just like that. Next, we're going to grab the slide from here or here and we're going to push it to the rear, and then we're going to listen or watch to see the slide lock drop. See it dropped. We're going to follow it forward and we're going to take the slide completely off. We're going to set this down for now. Next, we're going to remove the recoil spring. How we do that is by gripping it from here and we're going to pull it upward, just like that, and it comes right on out. Next, we're going to remove the barrel. And how we do that is by gripping the barrel from here, and you're going to see that the barrel will be lifted up, but some of it will come out of the front of the slide. So when you pull up, see how it comes out, and then you're going to pull it out on an angle. Now we can pick up our grip module and we can remove the cog system that's in here. And how we do that is by putting our finger here and we're going to push downward, while on this side we're going to wiggle the takedown lever. It won't come out completely, but it'll halfway come out, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm pushing with this finger, I'm pushing it in and I'm wiggling like that. There you go. So this is what I meant by it'll only half come out. Now what we need to do is to get this part out of this side, we need to pull and rotate this clockwise. So rotating and we're pulling. There we go. You can see it's coming out. Boom. So now that we removed the takedown lever, we can set that aside, and now we can remove the cog system right here. How I remove the cog system is I slightly pull the trigger, just like that, and then I push the cog system as far forward as possible. You don't want to half push it forward, and the reason why is because there's these two rails underneath it right here that could get caught, and it won't let you tilt the cog system up far enough to get it out. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're pushing it as far forward as possible. And once you have that as far as it'll go, then I put my thumb in this area right here and I still push forward and then pull up at the same time. So I'm pushing forward still, I'm pushing up, and there you go, it comes right on out. Congratulations, you have just field stripped your Springfield Armory Echelon. Now let's put everything back together. So in order to install the cog system, there are 3 things that need to be inserted pretty much around the same time. And it's these 2 rails right here and also the trigger right here. And so the rails get inserted to here, and the trigger gets inserted right there. And it looks like this. So the rails go in first, and then as you're inserting the rails, the trigger, as you can see, automatically comes in, and boom. That's how you start off the install. You just want to make sure that the front rails are pushed down as far as they can, and mine are. Before we continue the install of the cog system, I want to point something out. I want to make sure I point out this pin right here. If this pin is not in the right position, it will prevent you from fully installing the cog system. Let me show you how. So I'm going to push this pin just like that. You can see that it's not flush on this side anymore. And I'm going to finish the install and I'm going to show you how it prevents you from doing the install. So pushing down right here, pulling the trigger slightly, pushing down on the cog system, and I'm in. Now at this point you might say, oh, there you go, you're good, it's installed. But it's not. We still have to push the cog system to the rear. And as you push to the rear, you can see that the slide lock is not dropping into place. And also right here, you can see part of the chassis of the cog system. So it's not letting you do the install by pushing all the way to the rear. And that's because that pin that's under here is actually hitting part of the grip, and that's why you can't push it all the way to the rear. So I'm going to show you how to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. So at this point, like I said, once we have the front 2 rails installed along with the trigger, we look at this pin right here. You want to make sure that that pin is flush, just like that. And then you want to swing this over, and you want to see that on this side, the pin is pushing this part out instead of it being on top of this ledge right here. So when that happens, you're going to push this part down, and it automatically resets itself, and the pin is on that ledge. So now we should be able to fully install the cog system. So again, just like we did before, we're going to push down on the rails over here, and I'm going to pull the trigger slightly, and then with my thumb, I'm going to push the cog system downward. So pulling the trigger, push down, we're good. Now we're going to push the cog system all the way to the rear, and there you go. So you could see now the slide lock dropped into place like it should, and also you don't see part of the cog frame in this hole anymore. So we are good to go. Okay, so now that we have the cog system in place, now we need to install the takedown lever. And so if you look inside this hole right here, you're going to see that little hook, and this part of the takedown lever that is shaved off, that part is going to be facing the hook. So it's going to look like this. So see the shaved off part right there? It's pointing towards the hook, just like this. And you're going to notice that the takedown lever is pointing in the 6 o'clock position. Now that we have that in the correct position, we're going to push the takedown lever towards the grip module, and we're going to twist it like this, okay, as we're pushing. So it's going to look something like this. So I'm pushing, and there you go. So now that we have the takedown lever halfway installed, the next thing we need to do is take this part of the takedown lever, and we need to put it into that circle area right there. And how I do it is I just place it ever so slightly in that hole, and I make sure I still have enough distance between this part of the frame and this part of the takedown lever. So this way, when I turn it, I'm clearing the frame of the pistol, and I want to make sure that I also clear it with this part of the takedown lever too. So if you accidentally get too close like I am here, you're going to pull it back out this way, so this way you can clear that part of the frame. So now pull it just slightly more. As I'm turning it clockwise, I can see I'm going to clear that frame just like this. And then once I'm totally cleared this area of the frame, then I'm going to start pushing it towards the frame and turning it, and it's going to look like this. There you go. So now it's installed. So all you have to do is look on this side, it's flush, so we're good to go. So now just push the takedown lever to the 6 o'clock position, just like that, and you could set this aside, and we could finish assembling everything over here. Okay, so now let's pick up our slide and our barrel. The barrel is going to get inserted to this hole right here where you can see my finger, and it's going to get inserted from the inside just like this, and it's going to be on an angle just like this. As you slide the barrel in, the barrel will come out of the front of the slide slightly, just like that, and then you drop in the barrel like this, push the barrel back, and then the barrel should drop into this area right here. Next, we're going to install the recoil spring. There's 2 sides to the recoil spring, one with the textured side and the other with the small circle in the center. The one with the textured side is going to get inserted to that part of the slide, but from the inside. This side of the recoil spring is going to lay into this area right here, this little half circle area, and it's going to look something like this. Again, textured side goes into this area right like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to compress the spring this way and push down. So compress and push down, and there you go. It's in that little half circle area, just like we need it. The other thing you want to make sure is make sure the spring is centered, not too far to the left or to the right. So next, we're going to take this opening right here and this opening, and we're going to slide that onto this rail right here and this rail, just like this. So good. Insert it just like that, go all the way to the rear. Once we're back to the rear, we're going to push up and hold up on the slide lock, and we're going to grab the slide and we're going to pull it all the way to the rear until it locks. Just like that. Now we're going to take the takedown lever and we're going to push it to the 3 o'clock position, just like that. Now we're going to grab the slide, we're going to pull it to the rear until this drops. See how it dropped? Now follow it forward, and there you go. Now I like to perform a function test, and how I do that is grip the echelon like this, turn it over, push forward with this hand, while with this hand, grab the slide from here or here and pull it towards me 3 times. Next, I point the echelon in a safe direction and pull the trigger, and everything sounds like it's performing properly. Last but not least, we're gonna put the magazine in, and the flat side with the numbers in the holes, that faces the rear of the echelon. You insert it into this hole right here, push up until you hear a click, just like that, and there you go. Congratulations, you have successfully field stripped your Springfield Armory Echelon. If you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put it in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you're in the market for CCW insurance, check out Right to Bear. Link is in the description below. Use coupon code UBR10 to get 10% off your entire order. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and tell a friend. Every subscriber helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.